let's get into that article that I have from the Canadian Real Estate Association cuts forecast for home sales and prices this year. So to summarize, and this can kind of relate to what I was saying, the Canadian Real Estate Association has reduced its 2023 home sales forecast by nearly 10%, with a 3.3% drop in average home prices, mainly due to a weakness in Ontario and BC, obviously. Higher mortgage rates have put pressure on demand, but there's an expectation of potential market improvement in 2024. So, we have to be clear, as always, even in international news, when they're talking about Canada, it's generally the GTA and Vancouver markets. Despite recent fluctuations, the association's forecast hinges on the Bank of Canada's interest rate decisions in the coming months. So there you have it. In September, the home price index in Canada decreased by 0.3%, driven mainly by trends in Ontario. However, it's uncertain if this decline is an outlier or a broader trend due to interest rates. The dip in Toronto's housing prices has created opportunities for buyers, with some houses now available below $1 million. So in the full article here, there is a buyer looking at condos just under $1 million. And then suddenly, basically overnight, she realized that she could buy a single family home for under $1 million in a certain neighborhood. So she did that instead.
How many people, Greg, now, you've been shopping, I know myself too, we have some joint clients that have been shopping for, upwards of 12 months, even in some cases. Some are less, some are more. But let's say this, anyone that's kind of getting to that 8 to 12 months, like, how have you seen their target property shift in the last 12 months? Like, are people doing that? Are people looking at, or is it same homes, just less expensive?
It shifted. Like, it shifted more previously. Right now, it's kind of the same thing. I know what you're saying. Like, it shifted a lot at the end of last year, beginning of this year. And now it's just kind of the same thing, because prices haven't changed as drastically as before. Like, they went back up a bit, and now it's just kind of sitting. It's literally a stalemate. Like, that's the only word I can use. And the problem is that a lot of the sellers actually need to sell because they're closing on something else soon. But they're in a position where if they drop too much, they're not going to get the money they need out of their home to get into the new property. I mean, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
So, but it's really interesting to me how there's sellers holding on to the last minute in hopes that something's going to happen. But the way that I see it, I mean, after October 25th, we'll have a better idea. If the rate doesn't go up, I think everyone's going to be a little bit more explosive on making decisions on purchases, and there'll be way more activity, because right now it's still moving, but it's not as aggressive as it was at all.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, because we'd really like that.